We live in a world where everyone is addicted to something. And I truly mean everyone. Some are addicted to watching porn. Others are addicted to chasing validation, likes on Facebook and Instagram. Everyone is chasing something, hooked to something. This is what sets the 1% apart from the 99%. If you are able to unhook yourself from these distractions and focus entirely on your work, then rest be assured, you are well on your way to success. There's a saying, if you want to be the tallest building in the world, you either build yourself taller, or you break down the other buildings around you. To no surprise, more than 95% of the men around you are already destroying themselves down. In this situation, if you can build yourself higher and higher, while the rest destroy themselves down, there's no doubt that you will become the 1%. It's a matter of consistency. And what's more is to not get distracted by the people around you who are busy destroying their buildings. Negative habits are much more easier to develop than good habits. This is why be careful of the people you hang around with. Be cautious of the habits that not only you have taken up, but also examine the habits of the people around you. So coming back to the original question, how do you avoid distractions? How do you stay focused on your goal, purpose, and target? The answer is simple: deep work. Most of us are always multitasking, always in a rush. When you sit down to do something, you jump from one task to another. This is what you call shallow work. Think of yourself like a new pair of shoes. Every time you sit down to work, you are like this new pair of shoes that you have just purchased from the shop. Now, do you think these shoes will fit you perfectly the very first time you wear them? Absolutely no. Even though the shoe size may be perfect for you, but it will still take some time before you can break into them. You need to wear them for a few hours or even days to break into them. Only after you have worn your shoes for a specific amount of time will you now find it easy to walk in them. The shoes will wrap around your feet, almost as if they were designed specifically for your feet shape. The same is true for deep work. The first few minutes when you sit down to work will be the most challenging, just like the shoes that were the perfect size but still didn't feel right on your feet. In the same way, the work you need to complete might be something you are very familiar with, but you need to ease into the task. You need to break into it until it feels like second nature to you, where you don't need to force anything. To reach this level of comfort and to break in, just like you would with your shoes, you need to avoid any and all types of distractions. The urge to pick up your phone or to open something other than the work you must be doing. These distracting urges will be strongest whenever you sit down to work. But remember, these first few minutes are crucial. If you allow yourself to give into these urges, then the rest of your working session will be full of shallow work. But if you resist the urge, you will find yourself successfully break into the task. At this stage, you are focused on nothing but your work. You have successfully entered the stage that we call deep work. Just like any skill or habit, deep work is something you must also practice. You can't expect yourself to be good at it right away. It requires routine and sustained willpower. Strengthening your deep work muscle will help you improve your concentration. You will be able to lock focus on a specific task and stick to it for longer periods of time. At first, you might only focus deeply for 4 to 5 minutes, but with regular practice, you will be able to quickly scale this up to 2 hours. Aside from boosting your productivity and the quality of your work, being able to work on mentally taxing tasks for long periods of time helps you to build presence in everything you want to do. It's truly a skill that every high-value man must have in their pocket. Sometimes I wonder how the future generation will be able to do deep work. Just take TikTok, for example. They are training themselves to have a short attention span and essentially develop ADHD over time. By doing this, you get used to only watching and working on things that arouse interest in you. If you don't feel like working, you won't work on it. Every time you sit down to work on something, you can't help but pick up your phone because you have trained your mind to crave dopamine. We often discuss one of the biggest principles of masculinity, which is to crave discipline, not motivation. but by always giving into the urge of distractions and not letting yourself ease into deep work, you throw this masculine principle straight out the window. Doctors call deep work the productive flow state. This is what the doctors have to say about the people that regularly practice deep work. Listen closely. People who are able to regularly access flow states lead vigorous lives, are open to a variety of experiences, keep on learning until the day they die, and have strong ties and commitments to other people and to the environment in which they live. Does that not sound like the definition of a high-value man? Well, those are just some of the benefits of deep work. Here are 2 quick ways to start deep work from today. Let's start with the obvious. Number 1. Quit social media. According to a research paper, if you spend large portions of your day in a state of fragmented attention, where you're constantly breaking up your attention to take a quick glance at, say, Instagram, this can permanently reduce your capacity for concentration. So deactivate your social media, or just switch off your phone every time you sit down for work. And finally, number 2. Work on the clock. Remember, deep work is not something that needs to go on for hours. Pick a specific amount of time that you know you will complete the activity within. Set a timer or a clock in front of you and begin working right away. It's just like when you are in an exam. You are working on the clock. You are under a timer. The last thing on your mind in the exam is to pick up your phone and get distracted because you know time is about to run out. Use that same trick here. You will automatically feel a difference and have no need to pick up your phone. By the way, don't forget to show some love. Tap that subscribe button and hit like for the algorithm. To see the next best way to level up as a man, watch these videos here.